Okay, so this is Sheikh Uthman, and he's debating a Christian youth pastor, and they're talking about the genealogies and why there's a difference. Sheikh Uthman is going to challenge him on the differences, and then try to shake the foundations of biblical credibility. So let's see what he has to say.
Now, is there a name for daughter in Greek? Of course. Okay. So when it says Joseph, Jacob begotten Joseph, right? What does begotten mean? That's his father. So Jacob is the father of Joseph. Is that correct? I mean, good or no? Okay, excellent. That's in Matthew. Take it easy, bro. Take it. We're gonna go. Don't worry. All right. In Luke, he says that Joseph was the son of Hela. What does son mean? Okay. So, okay. But the word in Greek is what? What's the word in Greek? Two. All right. If you're saying son here, the word two means son-in-law. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Look, according to the context, it'll tell you what.
Okay.
How it's used.
So what I'm saying, right? It is the same word used, right? So begot, right? So these are all the children. No.
It's not quite right. And Genealogies is begotten, not two. But as he goes into Luke, listen to this.
Son-in-laws, okay? In Luke, the word used is two. Two meaning, it actually comes from the, meaning from, right? Of, right?
It is true. So look at Strong's 3588. It is an article, and it means the. And it does not mean son, but in the reference here, it's in the, that's why they say this is a Greek lineage where the two is used instead of begotten. So his argument saying that two means son and not son-in-law is crazy because all it means is from, and he just said that. Let's hear what he says the rest of.
And that word is used all the way through the whole lineage. So if you're going to say two represents a son-in-law, then that would mean that Adam was a son-in-law of God, and that would mean Seth is a son-in-law of Adam, and Enosh is a son-in-law of...
And that is absolutely false. And he might have an argument in consistency, but two just means it's an article, and it doesn't mean son-in-law, and it doesn't mean indicate son or son-in-law. It just means from. So his argument falls apart if you look up the Strong's 3588 and you see that this is just an article that's used to denote offspring, and offspring could be son or son-in-law.
And so on. So unless you're saying that two means son-in-law in Hebrew context, then you would say these are all son-in-laws because the exact same word.
Okay, so again, he's mixing Hebrew and Greek. Two is Greek. Angelion would be begotten in Greek.
You can change the word as you like to try to put together a contradiction that's clearly a contradiction to make it not. If you're going to say, according to linguistics, two means son-in-law, then the same word is used throughout the genealogy. You're taking it differently when you want.
So Uthman needs to take a Greek class. I've taken a year of Greek, and what he's saying is absolutely crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's making a fool of himself. I'm surprised. This is a video that was made a year ago, and he's just saying crazy stuff. So one of the better ways to explain the differences between Matthew chapter 1 and Luke chapter 3 is through the Levitical marriage. Okay, so the Levitical marriage is described in Deuteronomy 25:5. If brothers are living together and one of them dies without a son, his widow must not marry outside the family. Her husband's brother must take her and marry her and fulfill the duty of a brother and in-law to her. In other words, this law states that a brother of a man who dies should marry his brother's widow to produce heirs for him. So we have at least 2 or 3 different ways that we can explain the contradiction. Now, the rest is up to Uthman to decide which one he will accept or reject. So at least we have an explanation. So Eusebius, I think they're attacking Eusebius because he said he had explained that the genealogies have a way of being explained. So now he's saying that Eusebius fabricated history in order to favor the church. He writes, I have repeated whatever may rebound to the glory and suppress that could tend to the disgrace of our religion. I don't know if that's true or not. I think that's his attack because he's explained the genealogies from Luke and Matthew.
Scholarly opinion is not textual evidence. I would ask.
So scholarly opinion is not textual evidence. I would disagree with that. What the scholars say are usually based on evidence and their education. So if a scholar says something that has credibility, I think we can rely on that.